like you're disgusted. What is going on in your mind? Because you're admitting to these things, so.
It's true.
She don't understand why the
It is.
she don't understand where the doubt come from. And the reason why it's
But
okay,
they're yours,
the reason why it's okay
Benjamin.
because
They're
I allowed it.
yours.
You running around here, you having babies. She just said it.
I don't know
And
what
at
they
the
talking
end
about.
of the day, it falls on her. The weight falls on her. The responsibility falls on her.
Mr. Boston came to paternity court swearing there's no possible way he fathered Ms. Murphy's 10-month-old baby, Tristan, but Ms. Murphy isn't having it. She says Boston's been dodging responsibility ever since that wild night, and today she's here for the truth. You can practically feel the tension when Judge Lake walks in.
Hello?
This is the case of Boston versus Murphy.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone.
Good day, Young.
Mr. Boston, you have dragged the defendant into court today because you say you have undeniable proof that there is no way possible that you are the biological father of the defendant's 10-month-old son, Tristan. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Boston opens his defense with the now infamous line, "You gotta have sex to make a baby." The entire courtroom bursts into awkward laughter. Ms. Murphy's face? Pure disbelief. Lies! She snaps before he can even finish his sentence. Judge Lake tilts her head. You just know she's about to call him out, so did you or did you not sleep with her? Boston mumbles. A few times. Sir, that's not helping your case.
You don't remember
lying.
having sex with Miss
All of
Murphy?
a
He's
sudden, why am I
lying. He was
finding
at my
out
house
that-
all the time, every day, every night in my bed. Stop it.
It is your assertion to this court that you've never been in a sexual relationship with Miss Murphy?
I mean, I'm not denying it like that, but I'm just saying.
Okay,
like,
so what are you
He's
saying?
lying. He's lying, Your Honor. See?
Ms. Murphy insists they were a couple, while Boston swears they were just friends. Back and forth they go. Yes, we were. No, we weren't. Like two kids arguing over who started the fight, Judge Lake can barely get a word in before throwing her hands up. The look on Jerome's face says it all. This is going to be one long day in court.
Right.
Now you're saying you use protection.
Yes, but
Okay, your credibility
Lying.
is shot. So obviously you all were not boyfriend and girlfriend.
no.
Yes, we were.
No,
Oh,
we was
my
not.
Yes, we were.
No, we
So
was
wait,
not.
now
Yes,
you
we were.
No,
yes,
we
we
was
were.
not.
Yes, we were. Yes, we
No.
were.
So wait a minute. So Mr. Boston, you say you weren't in a committed
Yes, we were.
relationship.
No.
Murphy fires back that Boston was practically living at her place. He slept in my bed every night, she yells. Boston tries to say he just crashed on the couch sometimes. Yeah, right. Judge Lake reminds him sharply, you said you didn't have sex, yet you stayed over how many nights? Boom. His entire opening line just fell apart in under 2 minutes.
I wasn't even at her house for 4 months.
He's lying. He's
She
lying,
would
Your
call me
Honor.
and
He's
beg me
lying.
over there
He's
every other
lying.
night.
Like, he was at my house
Sometimes I can't,
every night, spending the night
sometimes I
sleeping in the
can't
same
stay
bed.
alone, kicking it with them. You know, having beverages, stayed over time, and my mama was asleep, so I couldn't get in her house. So yes, I did spend a
It
night
was
over
an
there, and I
everyday
slept
thing.
on her
It was
float
an
in her living room.
No, lying. You
Yes,
slept
I
in my
have.
bed. You slept in my bed.
And so wait a minute.
Ms. Murphy recalls how happy Boston was when he found out she was pregnant, rubbing her belly and smiling. But now, Boston's telling the court he didn't even know her real name. I only knew her as Boo, he claims. Judge Lake blinks twice and leans in. You mean to tell me you slept with a woman for months and didn't know her government name? The audience laughs nervously. This man just confessed to confusion on a cosmic level.
When I moved to Danville, I bumped into Mr. Boston. We exchanged numbers. After that, he started coming over my house, spending the night, and we had sexual encounters plenty of times on several occasions in my bedroom. When I first found out I was pregnant, he was happy. He came over to my house. He's like, oh.
Boston tries to rewrite the story, saying he heard about her pregnancy through a relative. Meanwhile, Ms. Murphy's sitting there like, boy, you came to my door yourself. She describes him smiling, rubbing her belly, acting like he was all in, until he wasn't. The emotional whiplash here is wild. Judge Lake's expression, a perfect mix of disbelief and amusement.
He's
I never
lying.
knew Teresa Murphy. Never knew
Wait
her
a
name
minute.
was Teresa.
Oh my God.
Even
Your
in
Honor,
Chicago.
So
he's
you
lying.
you've been sleeping with her for 4 months and don't know her name.
Not even her government name. Only
You
thing I
sound
know
about
is
crazy, Mr. Boston.
Boo.
Thank you.
So you never knew her name was
Her
Teresa.
government- Never.
When Murphy explains that Boston stopped visiting once she hit 6 months pregnant, he jumps in with, I called her to get the facts. Her eyes nearly roll out of her head. The courtroom murmurs like a live audience at a soap opera. Judge Lake finally cuts in. Mr. Boston, are you trying to convince us or yourself right now? Even Jerome cracks a smile at that one.
I say, well, congratulations. Tell her congratulations. Who is the father? So the lady like, she's saying you the father of this child. Oh yeah, so how far along is she?
2
You
months.
know? I wasn't over your house for long, for a little while.
Oh, you're saying so there was a span of time that you didn't go over there at all?
Exactly.
And you feel like when you found out she was pregnant, when you calculated back, it was during the time that you weren't around?
Exactly.
The conversation shifts to the relationship timeline. Murphy says they were together for 4 months, but Boston says she turned a friendship into a marriage. The audacity. Judge Lake pauses mid-sentence, clearly fighting a laugh. So you're saying she imagined your relationship? She asks. Boston smirks. Wrong move. The judge's eyebrow shoots up faster than you can say contempt.
And he was like, I heard you was pregnant. I'm like, yes, I'm 2 months. He started smiling, putting his hands on my belly. He started rubbing on my belly. Now, during the time that I was pregnant, he was coming over there, but he had stopped when I was like 6 months. He had stopped coming over my house.
Then comes the great protection debate. Boston claims they used protection every single time. Ms. Murphy doesn't even let him finish. Lies, all lies, she yells. Judge Lake steps in, calm but cutting. It only takes one time. The audience claps, and Boston looks like he just realized he walked into a verbal trap with no exit.
So I asked her about this child. She looking at me, she looking all sour in the face. Why? So I'm like, so who's the father of this child? What's going on? She like you. So yeah, at the time, yes, I was a little tipsy, you know what I'm saying? But in my head, yeah, I got another child on the way, I'm gonna see how this work out. So after that little alcohol ran up off me.
That ain't no excuse.
Ms. Murphy paints the full picture. How they reconnected when she moved to Danville, how the relationship escalated quickly, and how Boston initially seemed excited. But now, sitting in court, she looks both furious and hurt. Judge Lake's tone softens. You believed him when he said he'd be there, didn't you? Ms. Murphy nods, her voice trembling. Heartbreaking moment right there.
After I had the baby, Your Honor, he came to Chicago to see my baby.
Yes.
So during pregnancy and birth, you all lived in different states?
Yes, I moved back to Chicago with my mom. Actually, I have proof. He came to Chicago to see my son.
I'd like to see that.
And I took a picture. He asked me to take a picture of him and his son and put it on Facebook, and that's what I did.
Then, Boston pulls one of the most absurd lines of the day. I didn't know her name was Teresa. I only knew Boo. The entire audience bursts into laughter, and even Judge Lake looks stunned. Sir, she says slowly, you mean to tell me you've been in this woman's bed and never asked her name? This courtroom just turned into a comedy special.
So long I was patient about the situation, because maybe on down the line as the child get a little older, I will see some part of me in this baby. I still didn't see it.
Okay, so what you did is you came to town because you wanted to see this baby because you needed to see if it looked like it.
Right, if it has some kind of, parts of me or my family in him. I don't see it.
He keeps digging his hole, insisting he stopped seeing her long before she got pregnant. Murphy shoots back instantly, saying he came to her house grinning when he heard the baby news. He was rubbing my belly, she says. Judge Lake turns to Boston. So, which is it, absent or affectionate? His answer? Kinda both. Cue the collective groan.
Consistently.
Yes.
Before you got
No.
pregnant, was he the only man you were intimate with
No.
at all?
No.
Let her answer.
No.
Okay, so why are you convinced that Mr. Boston is the father?
Because for the period of time when I found out I was pregnant, the time adds up. He was the only man that I was
No, I was
intimate
not.
with. He was the only man that I was with.
You was
together.
intimate with other guys way before.
No, I was just intimate with one
There was
person
too many
after
guys
him.
that I already
After
knew
him,
out there was telling me her
No.
name.
When Ms. Murphy mentions that he disappeared after 6 months, Boston interrupts again, claiming she stopped answering. She laughs bitterly, because you stopped showing up. Judge Lake's patience is gone. Mr. Boston, she says sternly, your story changes every sentence. The camera zooms in on his face. He knows he's been caught.
That man, Mr. Gregory, is here.
A shame.
Jerome, can you please escort Mr. Gregory into the courtroom? Mr. Gregory, thank you for joining us today.
No problem.
We've determined that you, in fact, have had a relationship with Ms. Murphy.
A sexual relationship.
Just a sexual relationship. Take me back to the day Ms. Murphy told you she was pregnant.
She texted me on Facebook and told me she was pregnant.
Then Ms. Murphy's mother takes the stand, confirming Boston was around. A lot. He was at my daughter's house every night, she says firmly. Boston mutters something under his breath, but Judge Lake hears it. You can mutter, but it won't make it true, she snaps. The audience gasps and claps. Boston's charm game officially over.
Home to his girlfriend, and he thought that I was gonna break up a happy home, which it wasn't nothing like that, because I don't wanna break up no happy home. This is about my son.
But you just testified in court just a minute ago that when you calculated up the time during the 4-month span, it was only Mr.
It added up to Mr. Boston.
So why are we telling Mr. Gregory?
Because I had in my head that he could have been my baby's dad.
Okay.
Ms. Murphy's emotions pour out. She says she's been doing everything alone, from late-night feedings to bills. Her voice cracks. He wanted to play father until it wasn't fun anymore. Judge Lake nods slowly. That's a powerful statement, she says. You can feel the room shift, from laughter to empathy in an instant.
And what is your relationship to Miss Murphy?
I'm her best friend.
You're her best friend?
Yes.
All right. Who do you believe is Tristan's biological father?
Mr. Boston.
And why is that?
Yeah, I was living with Teresa the whole time.
So when he was saying he wasn't really coming over there that much.
Right, he was.
And he was sleeping on the floor.
He was sleeping in my bed.
Boston tries to defend himself, saying, I didn't sign up for drama. Judge Lake doesn't even blink. You signed up when you took your pants off, she retorts. The entire courtroom erupts. Ms. Murphy crosses her arms, smirking like, finally, someone said it. It's one of those classic Judge Lake mic drop moments.
Okay, that lends credibility to your testimony. Then you say she started talking to Mr. Gregory.
Right.
All right, ma'am, thank you for your testimony. You may be seated. So, Miss Murphy, Tristan is now 10 months old. Has Mr. Boston contributed, helped support the child?
No, ain't nobody did anything for my baby. Since my son been born, I've been doing everything for my baby. I am a 24/7 mother, but my baby deserves to know who his father is.
Judge Lake starts piecing the puzzle together. Timelines, phone calls, visits, all the receipts. You say you weren't around, yet she says you rubbed her belly. She notes Boston's fidgeting like a kid in detention. Every answer he gives just tightens the rope. The truth is cornering him, and everyone can feel it.
When you knew Mr. Gregory could also potentially be a father?
At the time when I conceived, I didn't talk to neither one of them, but I had Mr. Boston information as far as his birthday, his social security number, and everything.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all gonna learn something today. Y'all gonna learn something in this courtroom today. Running around here having sex like it's a sport.
Finally, the judge asks, if you are Tristan's father, are you prepared to step up? Boston shrugs and says, I'll do what I gotta do. The audience groans. Judge Lake's eyes narrow. That's not commitment, that's compliance. Ms. Murphy looks down, fighting tears. The emotional gravity is heavy. This isn't just courtroom drama anymore.
You don't know if it's yours, and you don't know if it's either one of theirs. So the stakes are high today.
I just want my baby to have his daddy in his life. I don't need nobody to do anything for him.
So why file the papers and put his name? I want you to tell me what's going on in your mind.
Okay, he was supposed to come to Chicago before I delivered Tristan.
Judge Lake turns the focus on trust. You can't build something real when lies are the foundation, she says. The words hang in the air. Ms. Murphy nods, tears streaking her face. Boston looks away, suddenly quiet for the first time. Even Jerome seems moved. The DNA envelope sits on the bench like a ticking clock.
So I'm gonna put you on child support. Now, you gonna have the state chasing down a man. He ain't got no money. So now what's Tristan gonna have?
He got me.
And right, that's the whole point. He got you. That's your baby. You're responsible if you know you slept with more than one man during the window of conception. It is your responsibility.
The camera zooms in as Judge Lake lifts the envelope. The room falls silent. Ms. Murphy clasps her hands together. Boston exhales sharply. Are you ready for the truth? Judge Lake asks. Neither answers. This is the moment. The one that decides everything. The tension in that courtroom could make diamonds.
Just because I am empowering this young woman to understand what she should have done, you all are not off the hook. Because I don't like how you all over here scowling at her when both of you lay down with her. So before you get so disgusted, you be disgusted with yourself.
Well, I'm not disgusted at all.
You're not disgusted?
I'm not.
Because every time you look over in that direction, you got that look like.
Judge Lake slowly opens the envelope. The audience leans forward, breaths held, hearts pounding. Ms. Murphy's shaking, Boston's eyes are darting nervously. Judge Lake reads the first line aloud. In the case of Boston versus Murphy, and then she pauses. A pause so long it feels like forever.
Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listing. In the case of Boston versus Murphy, when it comes to 10-month-old Tristan Murphy, it has been determined by this court Mr. Gregory, you are not his father. The next results read as follows.
Judge Lake opens the case and lays it out fast. Ms. McBirth petitions for a DNA test to prove her son, Cocky Hughes, isn't the father of Ms. Jackson's 2-year-old son, Elijah, and she's suing Jackson for $1,000 over deadbeat posts. The tension is instant. Cocky looks trapped between mom and ex while the courtroom leans in.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is the case of McBirth, Terrell versus Jackson.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Mr. Hughes, you say you're stuck between your mother and your ex-girlfriend who are in a heated dispute in court today. Ms. McBirth, you petitioned the court for a DNA test to prove your son.
McBirth wastes no time and goes full throttle. She brands Jackson the 3 T's: trash, trouble, triflin', then waves photo evidence like it's Exhibit A, eager to prove Elijah looks nothing like their family drama dialed to 10 within a minute.
Furthermore, you're suing Ms. Jackson for $1,000 for defamation of character because you claim she posted comments on social media claiming you and your family are deadbeats. Now, Ms. Jackson, you say Ms. McBirth has been poisoning her son by convincing him he's not the biological father of your child. You claim the timing does add up, and today's paternity test will prove you right.
She points at the photo and declares, "That baby white as snow." Judge Lake probes. Jackson stays composed and shrugs that maybe folks doubt because Elijah is a little white. McBirth snaps, "Ain't no chocolate nowhere." The gallery reacts. The judge reins it in.
This is a photo of your son and the child in question?
Right.
And you say the child looks nothing like your son?
That baby white as snow. There's no way that could be my grandchild or my son's baby. He has no features like none of us. Nobody in my family looked like that.
And just by looking at this child, you've determined and said to yourself, I do not believe that's my grandchild.
That can't happen. There's no way.
We pivot to the relationship timeline. Jackson says they were together 15 to 18 months and she thought it was committed. McBirth and her daughter counter hard, calling Jackson a vampire, a fly-by-night, and oof, a snack cake on the side because Cocky had a long-term relationship elsewhere.
Mr. Hughes.
For maybe about 15, 18 months.
Okay, so a little over a year. Were you in a committed relationship?
I thought we was.
You did, okay. And was he the only person you were intimate with during that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Now she knows she lying. She lying.
Yes, ma'am.
This DNA right here has been in our life. She's never was a girlfriend. You are a vampire. You are just a fly-by-night. We didn't know anything about you. He's been in a relationship for 10 years.
Asked when she first saw Elijah, McBirth says at a doctor's office, she knew the baby wasn't family on site. It's blunt, cold, and sets the tone. She's already decided the answer, DNA or not. Judge Lake reminds her kids in black families come in every shade.
A side chick.
And it's all she has done is she's been trying to put the baby on us.
Force it. Yeah, you have. Don't sit up and act like you haven't.
But the thing about her
She's trying to push that baby on. That ain't mine. I didn't sleep with her. That child is not ours.
When you say she's trying to push the baby on you, what do you mean?
She wants me to acknowledge that child is my son's. That's not gonna happen.
No, I think she's more so obsessed.
Cocky's sister steps in with receipts of her own. During pregnancy, Jackson agreed to a DNA test, but after birth the story changed, and Elijah carries Jackson's last name, which is also her ex-husband's. The back and forth gets choppy as the judge tries to keep the floor clear.
She told me she didn't know who the father was. First she's changed her story up different times about who's the father. At first, when I first met the girl, she said, okay, I asked her, I said, okay, this is my brother's baby. She said, yes. I said, do you know or do you think? She said, I think. So when we asked, while she was pregnant, we asked her for a DNA test.
And what did she say?
She was like...
Questions fly. Who's on the birth certificate? No one. Was Cocky at the hospital? No. And who was there? Jackson says her mom and sister fires back. Your mom was in Germany. The room pops. Judge Lake gavel checks everyone before the sides spiral.
It's because that's my last name.
And so hold on now, if you don't think the child is his, why would she be trying to change the name?
We've been trying to change the name a couple weeks ago, even we talked about it.
He's two years.
My son ain't said no
his
lie
name's
like
not even
that.
on the
Stop
birth
lying.
certificate.
Stop lying.
Okay.
Whose name is on the birth certificate? Do you know?
Nobody's.
Exactly, because
Because he was not there when he was.
Then the firebomb. McBeth's daughter accuses Jackson of a sex party shut down by police. Jackson denies it. The judge snaps, order. McBeth concedes her son can be trifling, but he's still her son. Equal opportunity smoke from mama, aimed in all directions.
Trying to say my son is the daddy. I'm sick of it. I get babies dropped off here, dropped off there. I'm sick of it.
But
it stops today. Because that baby is not my son.
Here's the thing that she does.
It is.
Here's the
Sorry.
That's a lie.
Yes, it is.
No,
That's
it's
a
not.
lie. That's a lie.
First of all, she's a liar because you just had a wild sex party that got shut down by the police station last week.
The monitor shows a sweet photo of Cocky kissing Elijah. McBeth says it makes her want to throw up. Judge Lake presses the actual question. If your brother had unprotected sex with Jackson, isn't paternity possible? The silence says plenty.
Miss McBirth, I have to ask you, you're very tough on Miss Jackson. Do you have anything to say about your son's behavior?
My son has, I know exactly what type of person he is. He just as trifling as she is. He's a handsome guy. He's my son. And I know what he do. But he's still, no matter what he do, he's still gonna be my son.
Cocky finally speaks. He's biracial. His dad is white, so he tried to give benefit of the doubt on complexion. McBeth isn't moved. She paints Jackson as having men coming and going, escalating the character attacks while Cocky tries to stay measured.
My son, okay?
Damn.
She got men coming and going in and out of her house.
My father's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed dude, so.
How you know? He just gonna say that because, she gonna freak him after this.
Yeah.
So now, wait a minute, you're accusing your brother.
Now the forensics of the face. McBeth insists all her grandbabies don't have a bridge on their nose, but Elijah does. The judge dryly notes we're comparing noses now. McBeth doubles down like the bridge is Exhibit B.
He don't look like nobody I know.
Nothing, nobody.
He don't look like nobody I know.
All my grandbabies don't have a bridge on their nose. That little boy got a bridge. My grandchildren all look alike. Every last one.
All his kids, all his kids
So
look
wait,
alike.
we're looking at the bridge of the nose.
Right.
And you're saying none of those match.
None of those match.
Cocky's sister claims she heard Jackson telling another man, "Come on with daddy," in a parking lot. Gasps. Judge Lake zeroes in. Was Elijah told to call someone else daddy? The temperature spikes again as eyes ping-pong across the courtroom.
Okay.
I heard her, it was about a month ago, I was coming home from work and I heard her tell another guy who was out in the parking lot, she told him, she said, "Cash, come on with daddy. Come with daddy."
I've heard him call other dudes daddy, though. I've heard him say that.
Go ahead, Trash. Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
She makes it hard on herself, basically, because she throws a lot of doubts in the situation.
So, hold on.
Jackson says the child sometimes calls tall, light-skinned men daddy when he sees them. Cocky admits he's heard the child call another man daddy. It's messy, awkward, and painfully human. This is where co-parenting chaos bleeds into the child's world.
Elijah calls somebody else daddy.
A few times.
Wow. You have?
Yes, ma'am.
When?
She was with, just like the last guy she was with, I heard him call him daddy. He's nowhere near my complexion. He don't wear hats either. He looks dirty for real.
Tell the truth, son. Tell the truth.
She throws a lot of doubts in the situation, you know what I'm saying? And I knew she was with another biracial dude before she was with me.
Finally, the real core leaks out. McBeth melts from fury into fatigue. I've been through hell. Another baby here, another baby there, and I'm the one stuck helping. The judge names it. She's not sick of the baby. She's sick of Cocky's trail of responsibility landing on her.
Every time I look around, it's a baby here, it's a baby there. And I'm the one stuck helping, gotta feed them, take care of the clothes, and keep them while the mom and daddy either go to work or run the street. I'm sick of it. I'm done. I'm done.
So do you understand what your mother is saying, Mr. Hughes?
Yes, ma'am.
Because her level of frustration.
We pivot to the lawsuit. McBeth says Jackson defamed them as deadbeats online. Jackson pushes back. But there's no actual proof of the statements or harm. The judge dismisses the claim and reminds both sides none of this helps Elijah.
I don't sleep around like that.
Well, I don't know how many kids you got. I don't know. But she just said to me she's got a lot of, you got kids and she's just tired. Do you understand what your mother is saying, Mr. Hughes?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm gonna go to these results in just a moment, but I need to understand.
With the side issue closed, the air thins. McBeth says she's ready for the results. Jerome delivers the envelope. Everyone locks in. McBeth rigid. Jackson breathing shallow, Cocky statue still. The hush is loud.
Well, ladies, this is just going way off the deep end, and it doesn't serve Elijah at all. I don't have proof of the false statements, and I don't have proof of any injury that was caused, and for that reason, I have to dismiss.
The court's formalities. Results prepared by DNA diagnostics. Case caption read. A beat. The infamous rustle of paper. Even the audience stops moving. The tension could bend steel. Judge Lake looks up, voice soft and deliberate. When it comes to 2-year-old Elijah Jackson, every face tightens. Not a blink anywhere, and right before the verdict lands.
V. Jackson, pertaining to 2-year-old Elijah Jackson. Pertaining to 2-year-old Elijah Jackson. And whether Mr. Hughes is the father, Mr. Hughes, you are Elijah's father.
Judge Lake opens the courtroom, and this one hits heavy from the first breath. Case caption: Miller-Wright versus White. Ms. Miller has summoned Mr. White to prove he may not be her biological father, even though he's believed he is for 30 years. Meanwhile, the other man, Mr. Wright, is waiting in the hallway. Drama already simmering.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Ms. Miller, you've summoned the defendant, Mr. White, to court to prove to him that he is not your biological father, even though he has believed he's your father your entire life.
Yes, Your Honor.
The man you now say is your father is waiting in the hallway and will join us in court in a moment.
We learn Ms. Miller grew up calling both men Dad. She spent most time with Mr. Wright, but Mr. White was Dad too. Imagine being a kid and splitting Dad between 2 houses. Confusing doesn't even begin to cover it.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Miller, how is it that 2 different men are in court believing that they're your father?
I was raised around both men, but mainly around Mr. Wright. I spent most time with Mr. Wright. I used to go over to his house twice out the month, and I hardly spent any time with Mr. White. So up until the age of me being a teenager, I called both of them Dad.
Then the teen bombshell. Ms. Miller overheard her mother say, "I don't know who your dad is," and that she believed Mr. Wright more than Mr. White. For years, Ms. Miller kept both men in separate lanes, double life activated.
And I've known this since I was a teenager. So at this point, I feel selfish because I continue to call both Mr. Wright and Mr. White my dad, and neither of them knew of each other until 2 weeks ago.
Neither men knew of the other one. So, Ms. Miller, tell me exactly what happened 2 weeks ago.
Well, like I said before, I felt selfish because I didn't tell either of them.
2 weeks ago, she finally called them, both, and said the quiet part out loud. "I want you to prove you're my dad." Mr. White went quiet. She admits she's been living this lie for 30 years after literally being told as a child she had 2 fathers.
I really want to know because I don't know. And then I said, my mom told me that she doesn't really know who my father is.
So pretty much, you've been living a lie
Yes.
for 30 years.
Yes.
And you were told as a child you had 2 fathers.
Yes, Your Honor. It felt normal to me to call.
Mr. White, blindsided, says he was there when she was born and stayed with her mother for 8 years after. He can't fathom how another man entered the picture. His voice is steady, but you can hear the hurt dripping through.
So the entire relationship, this is your little girl. This is your daughter.
Yes, Your Honor.
When you got this call 2 weeks ago, what did you feel like?
When I got that phone call, I was wondering, where would you get this from out of 30 years? If she can find out.
How did they keep the men apart? Ms. Miller explains the unwritten rule. At one house, you never say the other man's name. School events, birthdays, carefully edited guest lists. She learned to code switch her entire childhood.
I still don't believe.
You've never seen this other man.
I know, not as I know of I am.
So you lived as a family this whole time?
Right, exactly.
Until she was 8 years old?
I didn't know that. My memory is kind of guarded, but I don't remember actually living, and I probably did because
my heart just breaks for you because I see you still trying to make sense of this.
On Father's Day, she says, she'd call both men. Then she turns and apologizes to Mr. White. "I knew where you were but hid." He answers like a father who never stopped loving, "You always been my child." Oof, right in the chest.
Knowing that, okay, I go over here, I don't mention this dad. I go over there, I don't mention
And
this
you knew
dad.
that as a child?
Yes.
Was that explained to you point blank, out in the open, this is how we do it? Or was it unwritten, unsaid, and you just knew?
It was unwritten. It's like a habit you pick up. Like once you see, I saw my mom talking to one, you were forbidden to say the other's name.
Time to bring in Mr. Wright. Jerome escorts him in. The room tightens. He's never met Mr. White, and he says plainly, "I'm her father. I've been in her life for 30 years. 2 men, 1 daughter, 3 decades of parallel fatherhood colliding in one room.
I didn't call him all the time, and he never had my number. I do want to apologize to Mr. White because I knew exactly where he was. But for so long, I just kept telling myself, you know, Mr. Wright is my father. I hid from it.
So what you did consciously or unconsciously is you put a wall up between you and Mr. White.
Ms. Miller admits she scrubbed social media and avoided Mr. White's family events to keep the secret from exploding. "I love them both," she says, "and I don't want to hurt anyone." The fear on her face is real. You can feel the weight she's carried.
For joining us, Mr. Wright, how do you feel hearing this right now?
I'm stunned.
Have you ever seen or met Mr. White?
No ma'am. No, young.
You do realize at this point, Mr. Wright, that Mr. White believed over the last 30 years that he.
Judge asks Mr. Wright about the call 2 weeks ago. He says he was shocked, then shares the origin story. Grandma called. He came to the house, picked little Miranda up, and she clung to him. "That's my baby," he repeats, eyes glassy.
I don't even have like social sites now because if I do like family barbecues, which I spend a lot of time with Mr. Wright's side of the family, from barbecues to parties, birthdays, and I don't do that with Mr. White for the sole purpose of other family members on Mr. White's side. You know, I didn't want them to run back and tell him like, who is this man? Miranda's calling her dad, or.
Mr. White confirms he didn't know about Mr. Wright at all, claims he was present through the pregnancy, and then we hear this twist. Neither man is listed on the birth certificate. Ms. Miller recalls Mr. White once expressing doubt. He refutes it immediately. Never said that.
Either side?
My thing is that I love them both, so I'm afraid of the outcome. I don't want to hurt anybody, and I keep telling myself it's not your fault, it's not your fault. But I feel like I am partially to blame because once I was old enough to say, okay, Mr. White, there's a possibility you're not my dad, or I could have came to Mr. Wright, which I see him often.
Resemblance time. Classic paternity court moment. Ms. Miller says she looks like Mr. Wright's side. Freckles, nose, the whole set. Mr. Wright produces a photo of his mother beside Ms. Miller. The resemblance is startling. You can hear the audience hum.
Now, Mr. Wright, I've asked Mr. White the same thing, but I want to know from you, when you got that call 2 weeks ago, what did you think?
I was shocked. I was very shocked.
And you had no idea, none.
Oh, yeah.
30 years.
30 years.
This is your daughter.
Yeah, this is my daughter.
Then a side-by-side of Ms. Miller with Mr. White goes up, and boom, she looks like him too. Judge Lake even notes the uncanny overlap. When you resemble both contenders, that's the paternity paradox, folks.
Now, Mr. White, you didn't know she had a relationship with Mr. Wright.
No, I didn't, Your Honor.
And you say you were there through the pregnancy.
Yes, Your Honor, I was.
Neither one of them were on my birth certificate. And I asked Mr. White. Mr. White said that he thought it was a possibility that I wasn't his child.
No, I didn't say that.
Ms. Miller steadies herself. "I'm here to seek my truth. Once I know, I'll build the relationship I need to." Judge applauds the courage and says, "This is one of the most remarkable cases in the courtroom." "Same, Your Honor, same."
I look so much like his entire family. From my grandmother to my auntie, his entire family looks just like me. The freckles, everything. We just look so much alike, the nose. And I mean, I just believe in me being around him so much.
She's my daughter. She looked just like my mom. She looked just like my mom.
What is that evidence you're presenting? This is a photo.
The emotions crest. Ms. Miller says her heart says Mr. Wright, but her gut and mind are spinning. She's nervous, hands shaking, voice trembling. This isn't just about DNA, it's identity, loyalty, and decades of love.
But you also submitted another photo to the court because you said you also feel like you look like Mr. White.
Oh, wow, I never seen it side by side like that.
And you see a resemblance there as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you see a resemblance, Mr. Wright, of this photo of Ms. Miller and Mr. White?
Yes, the nose.
Envelope time. Jerome approaches. The room stills. Judge Lake asks both men if they're ready. Mr. White breaking, "If it makes her happy, I'm happy." Mr. Wright squares his shoulders. "That's my baby, no matter what." You could cut the tension with a paperclip.
Because you do have a closer connection with his family.
I think I'm here now to seek my truth because I feel once I do find out the truth, I don't need their help. I will move forward and push to build a relationship with whomever.
Judge opens the envelope slowly. In the case of Miller-Wright versus White, when it comes to whether Mr. Wright or Mr. White is the biological father of 30-year-old Miranda Miller, faces lock, breaths hold, the court teeters at the edge of truth.
What that must feel like for you.
God, my heart is racing. I'm so nervous because now, that's why I said I'm here to seek my truth, because once seeing both of those pictures, like, wow, I don't even know, like, in my heart anymore. Well, in my heart, I feel like Mr. Wright is my dad. But like my gut, my mind, everything is just like, it's in the air.
I think we've waited long enough.
She looks up, results in hand. The pause stretches, the silence roars. This is the edge of the cliff.
Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. It has been determined by this court. Ms. Miller's biological father is Mr. White.
Mr. Smith rolls into paternity court to prove he really is the father of 4-year-old Christina Cookie Smith. He's been daddy since day one, signed the birth certificate, and is clinging to that bond with everything he's got. Mrs. Smith, on the other hand, now thinks another man might be Cookie's biological father. The tension starts early, and Judge Lauren is ready to dig in.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is the case of Smith versus Smith.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Mr. Smith, you have brought your estranged wife to court to prove that you are the biological father of her 4-year-old daughter, Christina Cookie Smith. You signed the birth certificate and have been daddy since she was born.
We flash back to the beginning. Christian and Kalita met in middle school, dated in 7th and 8th grade, then reconnected after high school and eventually got married. Cute, right? Well, not for long. Christian casually goes through some old phones and boom, he finds I miss you messages and nude photos between his wife and another guy. I mean, you could feel his heart drop through the floor.
Like, I want to say 7th, 8th grade, and then we reconnected after high school.
All right, and you dated, fell in love?
Right, we actually got married.
Okay.
We actually ended up getting new phones around that time.
Okay.
So it's just like the other phones were kind of lingering around. So I'm just casually just going through them. And you know, I saw text messages, some photos between my wife and some other cat.
What did you see? What was the exchange?
Kalita tries to deny ever seeing these messages, but when Judge Lauren asks if she sent them, she has to admit it. Yes, ma'am. The way Christian explains it, he had no choice but to pack up and leave. He calls his mom, his emotional support system, and runs straight to her house. You can tell he's crushed. You could cut the disappointment with a knife.
So what happened, Mr. Smith, when you see these text messages with nude photos and I miss you?
I basically, you know, I let my parents know what was going on, and I packed up and I left. I had to.
So you then called your family member, your mother.
Right, just to, you know, because she's my support. You know, she helps me on it.
Then comes the plot twist that pulls him back. Kalita finds out she's pregnant. She tells Christian and they're both excited. She admits she hoped this baby would be their second chance to fix a very broken marriage. Christian lights up talking about it, says he didn't even know what love was until her, and now he's having a baby with her. He's all in, fully invested.
He agreed, and shortly after we got back together.
And so you found out you were pregnant, you told Mr. Smith, when you found out she was pregnant, were you happy about it?
Extremely happy.
You were extremely happy.
Extremely happy.
And she said she hoped that this would help rekindle your relationship, did it?
I didn't know what love was until I met this person.
Right.
So then, and I'm having a baby with this person as well.
He tells this sweet story about Cookie's birth. It was a C-section, so he couldn't cut the cord, but he made sure he was right there, leaning over to see her come into the world. He signs the birth certificate, gives her his last name, and is already planning to tell Cookie one day how he watched her enter the world. You can see how much he loves this little girl.
Came out in there.
I understand. And so you were there?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were happy?
Ecstatic.
Did you sign the birth certificate?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. And she has your last name?
Yes, ma'am.
And so, Mr. Smith, at what point do you start having paternity doubt about Christina?
So, I'm in the shower one day. I believe Kalita's at work, Cookie's out there, I'm watching her, and
But then, the CD moment hits. Christian is in the shower one day, Cookie's in the other room, and he notices a random CD that definitely wasn't his. On it, a phone number and an Instagram handle. Curiosity activated. He looks up the IG page and suddenly sees another man holding his daughter, cheesing with a big smile like he's proud daddy of the year. Talk about emotional whiplash.
Somebody holding my daughter. With a
what?
You know, with a cheese, you know, with one of these, you know, with a cheese on their face, like it's all happy and everything.
So does it have a caption?
It did have a caption, but I not for word verbatim, but it was something in the line of him claiming her though. It was that.
So this photo, you actually submitted in your court papers.
Christian says the caption was basically this guy claiming Cookie as his own. He hates even looking at the picture. Judge Lauren asks who this man is, and Kalita finally spills. His name is Joseph Prater. She met Joseph after she and Christian separated. She was lonely, vulnerable, and he was giving her attention. They had unprotected sex. And oh yeah, she never told him she was married drama overload.
Yeah.
You had sex with him?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you use protection?
No, ma'am.
Did you tell him you were married?
No, I did not.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. So Cookie is now 4 years old, and you believe that she is this man's biological child?
Yes, Your Honor.
Not your husband?
No.
Now we learn Cookie is 4, and Kalita admits she actually believes Joseph might be Cookie's biological father. For the first 2 years, though, she let Christian believe Cookie was his without mentioning Joseph at all. Judge Lauren is not having it. She asks why Kalita didn't put the cards on the table when she found out she was pregnant and Christian was bonding with this child as his own.
I didn't tell my husband about it.
But at the point you find out you're pregnant, shouldn't you at least put these cards on the table?
Yeah.
Because he's bonding with this child for 2 years.
Correct.
Especially
and you knew the whole, did you know the whole time that there was a possibility that this other gentleman could be her biological father the entire time?
At first, I had no doubt in my mind that Christian.
Kalita claims that at first she had no doubt Christian was the father, but as Cookie got older and her features changed, she started having doubts. Meanwhile, Christian finds out Joseph has been told he might be the dad, and there's this whole other side where Joseph gets "this is your child" energy before Christian ever hears the truth. You can see Christian's face. He feels like a total afterthought.
So if he has a caption saying, "This is my child," you had told this other man that the child was his?
Yes.
Yeah, before me, right? Before me. Like I don't mean anything. Just this random person gets the best information in the world and you feel like you can't tell me.
Judge Lauren decides it's time to hear from the other man. Joseph Prater walks in. He explains he met Kalita walking down the sidewalk. Literally ran to catch up with her. They exchanged numbers, talked a bit, then met up again. No mention of a husband. He says the first time he actually saw Cookie in person, she was 2 years old. And the way she looked at him made him feel like she already knew him.
We talked on the phone for a little bit, not too much in depth, but we talked for a little bit. And then maybe a couple days after that, we met up.
Did she tell you she was married?
No, ma'am, I had no clue.
So when did you find out about the baby?
I don't know a time verbatim, but the first time that I've seen Cookie in person was she was 2 years old.
Did you ever find out she was pregnant at all 2 years before?
Joseph says Cookie looks just like his dad. Like she looks just like us, and he never really doubted she was his. He admits he wasn't in the best position to be a stable parent, but he would see her, spend time with her, and always refer to himself as daddy. Meanwhile, Christian is also out here being daddy, having no idea this other father-daughter storyline has been playing out behind the scenes. Talk about messy.
I never really doubted it, you understand what I'm saying? Like I always thought that, yo, this is my child.
And so while all this is happening at 2 years old, you find out, you accept it, you've got this little girl. Do you make plans to stay in her life and to be a part of her life and to take care of her?
Yes, ma'am, I did, but at the same time, I wasn't in a position to be a structure of a good parent or anything at all.
Then we shift to Christian's mom, Toni Brooks. She takes the stand, and you can tell she loves Cookie deeply and considers her a grandchild, no question. But she also says she never really thought Christian and Kalita should have been together. She calls the relationship toxic. She explains how Christian finally showed her the Instagram photo of Joseph and Cookie, and she realized everything she feared about the relationship was coming true.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you time to think on it. I'm gonna hear from your mother. Please stand. Ma'am, step over to the podium. State your name for the record, ma'am.
My name is Tony Brooks.
And you are Mr. Smith's mother?
I am, Your Honor.
Your son has already said that when he first, had issues in his marriage, he ended up moving out. They ended up getting back together. They had this beautiful baby. This baby, I'm sure if your son thinks it's his daughter.
Ms. Brooks says she didn't want to be right about Khalida. She just wanted the truth out for Cookie's sake. Judge Lauren points out the harsh reality. For years, Joseph has been seeing Cookie and acting like her father, while Christian has also been in her life as daddy. 2 men, 1 little girl, and a web of secrets. Christian is stunned to learn Joseph has still been seeing Cookie behind his back. You can literally see the betrayal setting in.
And he pulls up the Instagram and just puts it out there. He was like, see, I guess you were right, Ma. And I didn't want it to be a point of me being right. That's not the point. The truth just needs to be out.
But with that said, the truth is that you obviously didn't know that from that 2-year point, Mr. Prater is still in contact and seeing Cookie.
Judge Lauren presses Khalida about why she continued to let this double dad situation play out. Khalida says she could never find the right time to tell Christian about Joseph. Judge Lake shuts that down quickly. With issues like this, the right time is always as soon as possible for the child's clarity. Then she asks each man their hopes. Christian says he definitely hopes Cookie is his biological daughter and can't ask for anything more.
When you have issues like this, the right time is the soonest time available, because that means the child would have clarity. And so as we stand here today, what are your hopes in this moment? I assume, Mr. Smith, you hope that you are her biological father?
Definitely, without a doubt. I can't really ask for anything more.
Joseph also gets emotional, saying he hopes Cookie is his daughter too. He even apologizes to Christian and says that if he is the father, Cookie will basically have 2 dads. Since Christian has been there loving her all this time, Khalida says she just hopes everyone can come together for Christina because at the end of the day, it's about her. Judge Lauren agrees, and then asks Jerome for the envelope. Cue the drum roll.
What do you hope for?
I'm just hoping that we could all work together for Christina, because at the end of the day, it's about her.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Smith versus Smith, pertaining to whether Mr. Smith...
And now, we're at the edge of our seats. Judge Lauren opens the DNA results from the lab, calmly restating that this is the case of Smith v. Smith, to determine whether Mr. Smith or Mr. Prater is the biological father of 4-year-old Christina Cookie Smith. Both men are locked in. Hardly blinking, Khalida looks like she might either cry, faint, or both. And right as Judge Lauren begins to announce the result,
it has been determined by this court. The biological father is Mr. Prater. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Smith. I know that was not the news you wanted.
That's tough.
Oh, I know.
But it doesn't matter.
Mr. Jamison strides in, ready to snatch his name off a birth certificate, while Ms. Smith swears up and down he's the dad of both Malachi and Michael. The tension is instant, like you can hear the side-eye. Judge Lake senses layers on layers. We've got love, lies, and receipts pending. Buckle in because this ride starts fast and messy. Drama at its finest, folks. Let's roll that first moment.
Mr. Jamison, you've petitioned the court for a DNA test because you are certain you are not the father of the defendant's 2 sons, Malachi and Michael. You say you made a mistake signing one of the birth certificates and need today's paternity results.
They moved in lightning fast. Then boom, she kicked him out almost as quickly. I mean, 2 weeks to move in? That's not a honeymoon, that's speed running a relationship. His face is a mix of hurt and I should have known. Ms. Smith looks caught between defensive and done. You can practically feel the whiplash in the courtroom as Judge Lake tries to slow the story down to human speed.
So you moved, you met, and you all were just having a relationship.
Right.
And then how long after that did she kick you out?
I say probably like a month she kicked me out.
And did you want to go back with your ex, Ms. Smith?
I did, but then I ended up back with him. I told him I didn't want to go to my exes. I was done with it.
Then we hit the phone logs. Yup, the sacred scrolls. He went through her phone and found messages about the ex. And not just, hey, how are you, but birthday shenanigans. On his birthday, the crowd collectively gasps. Even the bailiff's eyebrows went on a field trip. Ms. Smith's mouth says, no, but her eyes are filing for diplomatic immunity. Talk about messy.
This is the same ex, yeah.
So, Ms. Smith, you got caught now, and what happened?
We argued about it, then he would go, he would leave, and then eventually he'll come right back.
Mr. Jamison?
Yes, ma'am.
You said there were 2 men she cheated with?
Yes, there was a guy in the neighborhood.
It wasn't just the ex. He says there was a neighborhood guy. Then, plot twist, a third man pops up like a bonus round. This phone was basically the CSI lab. Ms. Smith tries to keep it cool, but her body language is playing charades with the word complicated. Judge Lake leans in, surgical with the follow-ups. Can anyone else feel the tension rising here?
Well, I mean, be careful what you go looking for, because you just might find it.
You right?
Exactly.
Exactly. You shouldn't have been doing it, though.
So you found it.
Right.
And you don't seem
Is
to be
that true or not?
denying this. So now that makes me more concerned that what he's saying is true.
Both of my kids are here.
She lied about everything. I don't know.
Judge Lake presses for timelines. When did they break up, make up, and get mixed up? Ms. Smith admits they argued, he left, he came back, rinse and repeat. It's the emotional equivalent of a revolving door. Mr. Jamison calls it weakness, but Judge Lake reframes it as vulnerability. And honestly, you can see the truth of that land right on his face.
But Ms. Smith, you do have to understand his doubt. I mean, let's be honest. This is a lot.
And then I signed the birth certificate. I signed the birth certificate even though I had doubts.
So you went and signed the birth certificate for which child?
For Malachi. And I had doubts then. I was saying, no, I didn't want to sign it.
But he was there
I was
during the
there.
whole pregnancy, the birth, everything. You was there.
That's what a man
So
do.
how'd you doubt though?
Now the birth certificate bomb. He signed for Malachi despite doubts. Whew. You can see the regret in his posture, like he's re-watching himself pick up that pen in slow motion. Ms. Smith fires back. You were there the whole pregnancy. The courtroom gets heavy. You could cut this tension with a knife, y'all, and Judge Lake is laser focused on facts, not vibes.
After he was born?
Before.
And
I've been
before.
cheated on this whole time in my relationship, Your Honor.
Oh my
4 years.
I would end up talking to other people, text
She don't
messages,
understand
social
talking
media.
is cheating, Your Honor. She don't understand
but I was
that.
never intimate.
And she don't know what that could lead
I was
up
never
to.
intimate physically with anyone. No one.
Receipts, receipts, receipts. He lists diapers, clothes, toys. She says he disappears. He says he stepped up. It's 2 highlight reels colliding midair. Judge Lake goes full referee, clarifying what's proven versus what's just loud. I mean, just look at his face. He's wounded but defiant. Ms. Smith's jaw is set like she's bracing for turbulence. Drama overload.
So I went to the doctors and they told me, okay, I'm pregnant. I'm like, okay, so soon I tell the guy I was dating, because I thought it was his.
So you told the other guy first?
Yes.
I'm pregnant and this is your baby.
Yeah.
What happened?
The other guy, he was okay with it. He was fine with it. He was like, okay, he was gonna be there, everything else.
We hit that awkward time frame around Michael's conception. Ms. Smith admits she was talking to someone else. Mr. Jamison says, not just talking, screenshots, messages, the whole digital trail. The gallery leans in like it's the 4th quarter. Judge Lake's tone turns clinical. Dates, windows, and who was with whom. This is a trust fall with no catcher.
Your Honor, how you gonna be pregnant for 11 months?
11 months.
That's a good question, Mr. Jamison. You submitted a calendar to the court
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
that outlines why you believe you are not Michael's biological
That's
father.
a fact. Right here, July 20th. That's the last, around that last week, that's the last time we had sex.
The baby's due date was June 8th.
She insists it wasn't intimate with the others. He's not buying it, and the phone receipts are not her friend today. And yet, here's the twist. She acknowledges why he doubts. That small nod? Low-key the most honest moment yet. It's like the room finally exhales, and then inhales again because we're not even close to done.
One of his family members had a party. They had a party, and me and him both attended. That was around, I would say, early September when all that happened. He
Didn't have sex.
Yes, he got to an altercation with someone. And we was trying to have intercourse around that time.
Judge Lake runs an audit on the overlap. Who was present at each stage of the pregnancies? The word before gets weaponized. He says cheating was constant. She says he kept coming back, so she thought things were okay. Oof, that line hits hard. You can literally see both of them reliving decisions they wish had receipts attached to apologies.
Had a date stamp on it. And it's September 9th, 2017. Do you remember that day?
I remember that day, Your Honor, but we wasn't intimate.
So did you sign Michael's birth certificate?
No, I did not. I'm not the dad.
Well, what's your relationship with Michael and Malachi? Do you have a relationship with them? They're 2 and 3 months. I mean, do you?
Back to Malachi's early days. He says he stepped up. She says he vanished when it mattered. The truth is probably somewhere in the courtroom, hiding behind the evidence table. Judge Lake's eyebrow is doing geometry at this point. And can we talk about the gallery? Everyone's silently mouthing, "Woo!" Things got rocky quickly.
Benjamin, you know this. Yes, you do.
So we won't be here today if I knew.
Now, I'm to prove to you also. No, I just hope when the results come back, that you just squash a whole bunch of stuff. I'm tired of going through stuff with you.
Hold on,
You can't. There's nobody squashing.
But Miss Smith.
Mr. Jamison admits snooping isn't noble, but insists the phone doesn't lie. Meanwhile, Miss Smith is broadcasting "I'm over it" with her crossed arms and steel gaze. Judge Lake corrals them back to the children, because that's the crux here. Are these boys his or not? Only science can referee this emotional demolition derby.
But the truth is, he doesn't know it, because you didn't know. You told the other guy you thought he was his.
Right, but then when I found out how far along our pregnancy was, I came straight to Ben and I told him, I said, "This is your baby." 3 months, but when I found out I was pregnant 3 months ago, I didn't know that guy.
There's probably guys I don't even know about.
We regroup on what everyone actually wants. He wants truth and to stop feeling played. She wants stability and clarity for the kids. That glimmer of shared purpose? It peeks through the chaos for a second. The courtroom softens just a bit. Like, okay, maybe this doesn't end in flames. But then the envelope enters the chat. Cue anxiety.
I do honestly believe that you really do want your children to have a family.
I do.
But I don't know what's going on with you. And what I see in this courtroom, which is interesting to me, it's a dynamic between the two of you. It's like you're so verbal, Mr. Jamison, and she's not that person. But I feel like it becomes convenient for her to then sit back, just...
Judge Lake reaches for the results envelope. You can feel the room hold its breath. Mr. Jamison is gripping that podium like it's a life raft. Ms. Smith's eyes are locked forward, jaw tight, breathing measured. The air is electric. Every heartbeat sounds like a drum roll. This is it. Whatever comes next will change everything for this family.
In the case of Jamison versus Smith, when it comes to 2-year-old Malachi Jamison, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Jamison, you are the father.